peeling cut. The French use these for everything. They use bedans for turning beads, for shoulders, for peeling cuts, or anything that you would use a skew for. There we go. Now I'm going to take that a little bit deeper, a little bit wider here. No, I'm going to take it a little shallower. Now you come out, and we're going to put another bit in there. Now you could hollow with whatever you would normally hollow with. You can use a spindle gouge, you can drill a hole down the middle of it, you can draw it out with a scraper, you can do whatever. I just find that doing the major piece of the hollowing with Fosseter bit makes life quicker and easier. Make sure that we're not going to take away our shoulder. Now we have to go through this process again here. Lowering our speed. Oh, I should do two other things. Actually, yeah, that's something I should have done earlier, which will help when we're low again. Okay. So we're going to put you back on here for 1 second and find its grain match. Okay. So now, to make life easier, I'm going to draw a line across that. So when I go to put the glue on it, I'll find that line and I'll get a match. And then the other thing that I need to do is see where on this bit I want to drill to. So a little piece of tape. I could mark it with a pen, but a piece of tape is a very simple job. So I just need to know where we are. depth gauge. So we didn't quite get to where we were going to go, but we're going to call that good. So that's the exact bottom. Okay. Now we have our rattle material. This happens to be popcorn. You don't need to put very much in. Now you want to get it far enough in that it's not going to glue itself in there when you glue the top. It doesn't rattle real good when you do that. Okay. I normally, when I would glue something, would use wood glue, tight bond, or something like that. But because we don't have time to watch the paint dry tonight, we'll go ahead and use some CA glue. Make sure it starts curing out here. We're going to give it the accelerator. And stick her on. Now we'll just push the tailstock up against that for a minute. And give it another little shot of accelerator. Yeah, should pop out. Sometimes when you use CA glue on something like that, the pressure inside the thing winds up pushing your top back out. You probably all experienced that when you've done PVC sprinklers. PVC sprinklers, you know, where you kind of push it on and then it takes itself and starts pushing itself out. So you kind of have to make sure you hold that for a little bit. Okay. Now, it's always a good idea, particularly after you use CA glue or you wear glasses, to put goggles on. Ask me how I know that. Now we're going to match these two tops, but I'm going to do a little bit of marking here first. Oh, no, we'll mark it. Okay, now then we've got to go over speed up here. Now we're just going to blend those pieces now and then come back and start doing some shaping. Okay. speeds are accurate. Does anybody know? Are they anywhere near accurate? Well, it doesn't seem to be. And you know, on beads, you start with the fluid up and you start rolling it so that the fluid then it closes to the direction that you're going in there. So you got again the one, the anchor here, then the bevel sits on the wood and you lift your hand until it starts cutting. Once it starts cutting, then you start moving in whatever direction you want. And it's a two-way movement. You got hard to talk and do it at the same time, but you're moving along the rest at the same time you're coming in to the cut. So it's a two-way move. You're always cutting either to the left or the right of the tip. Generally, the tip closest to the rest is the one that you're using. So you got this side to this side. I'm going this direction, so I'm cutting to this side of that tip. So if it's being cut with the nose of the tool, you're probably straightening. If you're cutting it with the side of the tool, you're probably cutting. Okay, so that's, again, that's a half bead that I'm making here. Now I'm going to flatten this. Now I could flatten it, and a skew is a much better tool for creating a flat. You create a flat at that point there. Now I'm going to be able to continue my clove down. So I want to make sure that I'm touching the tip of the tool to keep it from coming back, okay? It will come back at you if you don't set it down. One of the best ways to do that is don't just set it in there, but arc it into it so that it creates a very small little groove before your tool then takes off into the coat. It just gives that edge a support. Set it down, and it jumped back. So I meant to do that, of course. Just to do. A lot of spindle work, you have these little perks and flats, and they set off the various forms in the piece. So now we're getting close. Okay, what we want to do as with a box is we want to kind of hide that join a little bit. We want to hide the join. The join is relatively good, but I've got a little bit of grain mismatch because I've had some extra space in there and so on. And so I'm thinking maybe a bead or a couple beads is maybe an appropriate thing to do at that point. What do you guys think? You want to see a burn or a bead?
Oh, burn it.
Burn it?
Yeah, that's what CA glue come undone in.
Oh yeah, sure. I successfully burned though, George. I'm sure everybody has, but
George, we want.
yeah, yeah.
You want some popcorn?
That's right.
So you can turn some beads in there, but I'll tell you what, Dave has made us all dependent on his tools to create beads because it's so easy to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in there and we're going to create 3 beads. So that people are guessing which one is being hidden. So because we left a fair amount of space for our lid, I think I can go full depth on the bead. So with the beading tools, you want to keep the handle down. You want to make sure the tool is good and sharp. So it doesn't hurt to just sort of touch this on the grinder. This face here is just about the face of an 8-inch grinding wheel. And I to move it back and forth to get a round top on it. Set your one wing in the other hole. Then from an aesthetic standpoint, I think the next bead should be lower rather than the other side of this. These are all arbitrary decisions. Okay, now we created some beads. But I think not a bad idea is to create some more beads, just so that those beads don't look like orphans. And so somebody could maybe think that you put the handle portion on instead of the cap portion. I generally like to use odd numbers of beads or decorative elements. Again, it's just a preference, not a rule. Dave has this great tool for letting the beads of these particular letting those beads read out. And it's this little teardrop tool. And you can actually make beads with this little tool too. It's real, for me, from my standpoint, is for cleaning out beads if there's a problem. And for setting in the last bead, because it's got just the right angle to give you that little space that's kind of needed here. Okay, so now is the time when I would normally use some sandpaper, because there's always going to be, I don't care how good a spindle turner you are, there's always going to be some amount of tool marking on there, which you could, if you really want to work at it, you can get it totally clean out. See how it would clip. I keep sandpaper and with spindle work, because the grain is consistently running parallel with the bed of the lathe, you don't want to have circular lines in it. With a bowl, you've got grain running in a couple of directions, but with spindle work, it's only running in the one direction. So when you get through your grip, you want to stop the lathe, and run your sandpaper across the grain, not across the grain, with the grain. And that will take out those nasty looking circular things that show up when you put a finish on it, or when you dye it or stain it or whatever however you're going to finish it on there. So pretty much with every grit, what I do, and I'm just going to stop here and show you, but pretty much with every grit, you want to kind of first get it so that it takes the nibs out, and then come in and take the circles out of the thing. Now see, I got some kind of disturbed grain on some of these beads, but we're going to let it be and cut it off. because I think we're getting near time. So the cutoff is usually a pretty tricky business. Too far away with the tool rest, particularly in spindle work, you're going to find yourself on the losing end of your leverage advantage if you're going for yourself. So when the piece is in the chuck, I really pretty much go to pin down the far end for cutting off before even attempting anything on the chuck end, so that I've got plenty of meat down here to work with. Otherwise I get a kind of a wobbly type situation. So now I'm in a situation where I can pull the tailstock back. With some kind of small cuts, take off this little tip. You don't want to come at it too aggressively, and you don't want to get it so that you get snagged on an undercut. This is where you want to really make sure that instead of just plunging the tool into that end, that you're actually arcing the tool into the piece so it nibbles the end. And then the last little bit here, you can come in with a little bit of paper, clean it off, so that you get a kind of a nice round end on it. Then the other end, it depends on what you want it to look like. This end here probably actually does need some more work in terms of this handle looks awful big. Okay, now then, either with a skew or with a parting tool, you can make some room to work. Actually use parting tools to turn beads with and to create flats and so on. And they call the tool a beading and parting tool, which is usually much wider than these thin guys here. But they basically use the corners of it about like you would use a bedan. And that's one of the problems with a deeper gouge. This is a European gouge, and it's a flat shape to it, as opposed to being made out of a round bar. It's forged out of a flat bar, and therefore it allows you to get in much tighter into spots where you've got some whirling teeth that you don't want to be dealing with. Okay, the last little bit here then is I just want to create a flat on top of that little handle. I'm going to come in and use the corner of the tool to give me hopefully a decent. Now, I like to not cut right close to the thing when I'm cutting it off, so I leave a little bit of a stub on there. Otherwise, sometimes it'll pull those fibers And then you come in with a carving knife and or a skew, but I prefer a carving knife, and just knock that little tip off. And that could be sanded. So there you are. That's there you go. So any questions? Any questions on any of these things that you saw here? I just encourage you to use your imagination when you're making toys for kids, and they'll love them, and they'll be around for a long time. You have to make them a little thicker than you normally would make something. So, for instance, the scratcher here is, pretty thick. It's got some deep beads in it, but kids, these things can become weapons. They can become, whatever. So, thank you very much. Oh, go ahead. What's the biggest drum you made for kids? The biggest drum? Probably about this big around. It was an oil can. And but there's all kinds of things that, anything that would have any resonance to it. You could stretch a chamois over the thing by tying it down and around, creating some tacks around the bottom of it. Pie pans, anything that they can beat a stick against. Will do it. You can actually make drums out of bowls. But the thing about it is that if you're going to make it out of a closed container, you got to drill holes in it to let some air move through it. Okay?
Thank you.